Hello, everyone, and welcome to Red Valkyrie Presents. I'm, of course, Shae the Red, feeling a little extra red today. That'll make sense in a minute. With my awesome co-host, Cyborg. How are you doing, Cyborg?
I am doing awesome, and I can't wait for the reveal of this cosplay. It is very sexy. So, of course,
I
no
feel
hint
like
there.
you just really you want me to dye my hair a really dark color or something. Because every time I'm in a dark wig, you're like, oh, it's so hot. I'm like, oh, okay.
I say the same thing about when you're a blonde or when you're a redhead. So,
So really, you're just a biased opinion, is what you're telling us.
sure, 100%.
Well, we're here with the one and only Eric Ninaltowski. How you doing, sir?
Good to be back with you guys, and hail chat. What's going on?
Oh, you know what I just realized? I got out my bloody scab mix and I never used it. How sad. Oh, and it's all dried up. Oh, that's even sadder. Oh, okay, sorry. Get distracted with my gore makeup, so I'm not allowed to have it out. So before we get to the totally epic campaign that we are having Eric on for, I do believe that we have a cosplay reveal that we need to do first.
We do. Let me see here. Let me get to the spot.
I feel like Sai is always like
Yeah.
The office is completed, sir.
Shae the Red.
Has now become
Awesome.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome!
Yeah, there's a lot of blood.
Wow.
Like a lot of it's everywhere.
There's blood in places she didn't even intend.
Yeah, that was unfortunate actually when that happened.
Yeah.
But we're good now. It's fine. It's just it's a little disgusting.
You're representing her perfectly. Well done.
Like that's my homegirl. And the last time, so here's the thing: is I don't do the same cosplay twice, right? But the last time you did hopscotch, she had pigtails. Now she has a ponytail. It's different. Shut up, everyone. It's different. And she also had the little rosy cheek thing, which I feel like this might have been the inspiration for her to go, we're just gonna do bright red cheeks. So then when I'm covered in your blood, it won't look any different.
Exactly. Yep. Very cool.
I love Hopscotch. I love this character because she seems a little deranged and unhinged, and also not afraid to get incredibly bloody because I feel like she was really bloody before. Maybe not to this degree. To be fair, every single panel that I've seen of this, she's just covered in blood. So I don't think it was anywhere near this bad. But I still feel like she got a little schmutz.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong.
She wasn't perfect. For sure. She's a stinking butt, so I mean, she's got something on her.
She's got such a... You know what? I will say, though, her hair does remain pretty impeccable throughout all of this butt kicking, which is impressive. But, of course, we're here... Sai, I don't know which layout. You've got too many. Is it this one? It's not that one. Is it this one? We're going this one, because Sai won't talk to me.
It's the one I just fucking put it on.
It's the one that So yes, it's the same one I put it on. Understood. Aren't you happy you're here, Eric? Didn't you miss us?
I do. You guys are great.
All right, so Shadow Sentry origin. I'm actually wiping off some of this blood that I got on my hands so I can use my keyboard. Tell us about this, because you've got books 1 and 2, and now we're kind of doing a throwback, and this is like 2 books in 1, if I read that correctly.
Correct. Yeah. So the first 2 books would be the regular series. I threw a lot of characters at everybody, so I wanted to kind of pull back, slow it down, and then just kind of invest some time in just a few of the characters. And since Shadow Sentry revolves around the Hellborn and Highborn, I was like, let me do 2 characters in this book. So of course we got Hopscotch. She's a favorite. And then also we get Commander Noble, who is the leader of the Shadow Sentry. So we get to just focus on them, focus on their backstory, how they became who they are, and how Hopscotch became so crazy and in love with Slaughter.
Unhinged. Yeah, just totally normal for a girl to in her little school uniform to just have a katana covered in blood. Like that's like every day, right? That just happens all the time in like Japan and stuff.
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
At least that's what I
Yeah,
get from the movies, you know?
right. Every movie has some Japanese schoolgirl covered in blood with a katana and she's really, really proficient in it for some reason.
Right.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about this. So we're getting like the backstories of Hopscotch and what was it? Commander
Noble, yeah.
Noble. I was gonna say Gordon because I've been watching just a whole lot of like NCIS, and so I have like weird like Shepherd and stuff like that in my head. Anyway, okay, so tell us a little bit about Hopscotch's background.
Drugs are bad.
So she grew up in Japan. Her mom is 100% American. Her dad is Japanese. He is a Yakuza crime lord. So, he delves in all that.
Of course he is.
Yeah. So, you got the dark streets of Japan going on a little bit. But so without going into too much detail, her dad makes some unfortunate decisions and it impacts his family. Hopscotch gets caught in that. And that's how she has her NDE, her near-death experience. And that's when she gets her powers. And then you kind of get the idea. She's going to take out her vengeance and rage on these other guys. So
awesome.
Yeah. So also I got Mark Polton to help me with the script. He's doing a fantastic job. And Clayton Barton is knocking it out of the park with the breakdowns and layouts. So I got them on board because what I wanted to do is start creating more stories quicker and get books out quicker. So if I could do two books a year, that's like my ultimate goal. So this is just kind of jumpstarting that a little bit. So while I worked on Shadow Sentry, the regular series, I had these guys helping me and kind of get the wheel spinning for this. And this will be ongoing until I hit all the characters. But yeah, so I get to focus on Hopscotch, get to focus on Commander Noble, and then so all the breakdowns and layouts are done for the Hopscotch story. Script is done to the first draft, and so now I just get to come behind and I'm going to do all the finishes on the artwork. So
nice,
and it is looking really good. So I'm excited.
It is, and I have to ask, what sort of merch things are we getting this on? Because that needs to be on a lot of things, I feel.
Yeah, I haven't branched out too much with that particular image, but it would make a fantastic T-shirt. Magnets.
I'm seeing it as a great T-shirt. I'm seeing it as if you took that Hopscotch and put that on the back and then her on the front. That's a great body pillow right there. Just saying.
All right.
She belongs magnetized in my PC case. Yeah, Cyborg has an affinity for hot chick magnets.
Or Prince posters that I can hang up, that too.
Oh,
all right.
Okay.
But yeah, magnet is first choice. Print poster is second choice.
Okay. So I've got stickers of her. I've got the 6 a.m. stickers for the stretch goals. But I can work on some other stuff. There is a metal print, which is available on the campaign right now, of the cover that Clayton Barton did. But yeah,
nice.
We can work on that.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, this is such an eye-catching image, especially with the blood splatter for the O's in her name, that it's like it just, I feel like it just needs to be on more things.
Very cool.
If you couldn't tell, because I used it for the bumper and was like I mean, first look at that, look at how hot that is. I'm sorry, I really love this image.
Very cool. I need to talk to you when it comes to merch. Talk to you.
Yeah, dude, nobody comes to me anymore for merch. I think it's because they're all like, Shae, I just don't want to deal with it, and I'm like, but I have such good ideas for your stuff. Like that. Look at that. Look at how that'd be awesome as an all over print shirt.
I think they're intimidated
splatter everywhere
by the fact that they're like, yeah, I want to do merch. And then you're like, great, I have 73 prototypes for you.
That is fair.
They're like, I haven't even hired you yet. And you're like, no, just let it happen.
I'm just saying, here's my rate, but since I did this before we talked, we could negotiate or something. Like, I get excited, okay? When it's really pretty art, I get excited. And Hopscotch has just a real striking look. Plus, you have the classic everybody loves the schoolgirl trope, and so you have that playing into it, but then it's, homicidal schoolgirl, which makes it better.
Yeah.
There's blood
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, I think when I first created her, I think I came up with the name Hopscotch. And I was like, oh, it's an awesome name. And then, it just kind of fit with the whole scroll girl thing. I
Yeah.
was like, all right, got to make her Japanese. And then, just kind of went on that route. And she's a teleporter. So it just fit. So.
She's a really cool character. So I'm glad that that's one of the first ones that you're starting with to kind of let me give you guys a little bit more, because she definitely is a really interesting kind of character and obviously gorgeous. So
yeah,
we want the pretties, and then you're like, okay, so I gave you pretty. I'm also gonna give you brutal.
exactly.
So, it's a little something for everyone. Yeah, she does look like a college school girl.
Yeah. I don't want to make her too young. She's like about, 16, 17 in this original book.
In the origin I
book.
could see that.
Yeah.
She's now 40
Oh gosh. That's too far.
in everyone's
All right.
minds.
So now we have Commander Noble. Tell us a little bit about Commander Noble.
Yeah, so Commander Noble, if you've read book 1, he's kind of like front and center. He has his son, Jason Augustine, who is the Hellborn Highborn hybrid. And so he's kind of very pivotal in this first story arc. So I wanted to focus on him. He is the leader of the Shadow Sentry. He's indestructible. So he, right before 9/11, he's in the Marines. 9/11 happens, and they send him over to Afghanistan. That's when he has his NDE. And this is just going to be, just brutal mayhem. And he gets to just destroy a lot of terrorists. It's going to be super fun. Yeah, that's all I'll say about
awesome.
that. But
I
also
really like the hot iron bullets that are just like stopped by, because I see this and I think, oh, it's his flak jacket that stopped him, and it's like, well, I'm not so sure. Like, it might be that if it hit his bare chest, and he'd still just be like, that wasn't nice. Don't do that.
yeah. So
Tracers
and then
armor.
his story also will be great, because what it's going to do is kind of propel the second story arc in the regular series. So I get to introduce some new characters, and they're going to show up in the regular series come book 5. So it's going to be a twofold purpose for his story. I allude a lot to his relationship between him and Vengeant, which is the bad guy from the Hellborn. And so I get to kind of tell all that stuff, because I allude to a lot of it in the regular series, but now I get to kind of tell you, okay, this is what happened, and give you all the backstory with that.
Oh, that's awesome. And I love how you're like, there's a spoiler, so we're just going to cover it.
Yeah.
I feel like it's somebody's bloody head just based off of a grip and a bunch of what looks like blood pouring down from it, but what do I know?
You're not wrong.
Yes! See, I am a good analyst, damn it.
It's Hopscotch's head.
Spoilers!
Don't you dare.
I would have showed the whole cover, but I'm like, somebody's gonna flag my campaign. Someone's gonna get my campaign canceled, because nobody's gonna, So I'm just not showing it. And
if anybody gets mad at you about hopscotch, be like, it's strawberry jam. What's wrong with you? Like,
exactly.
she was really into making her PB&J, okay, and it went horribly wrong. She's covered in it now. It's fine. That's all it is.
Exactly. He's just holding like some soaked cloth of, raspberry jam or something.
Yeah, he was trying to help her clean up. It was a much bigger mess than you thought. Y'all just went off the deep end with this. Clearly not a severed head. This is really cool. So how many pages is this?
So it'll be 48 pages total, 49 technically, because I added an extra page to the Hopscotch story. But yeah, so 24 pages each story. So Hopscotch gets 24, Commander Noble gets 24. The full story will be complete in 2 Origins books. So this is only kind of like part 1 for both of them. Then I'll do book 2 and finish off both of their stories.
Oh, okay, very cool. So you're getting, it's essentially you're giving everybody like the floppy primer.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. An oversized comic, but it's, it's basically 2 individual books.
I like it. I like it. You know, it almost makes you think of when you used to have the comics that you would like read and then you'd have to flip it over and then you get the other
Yeah.
half, like a totally different story, unrelated, and you're just
Mhm.
like I want to know what happened with the rest of this one. It's like, oh, you got to buy issue 2 for that. And you're like, but if I can't find it, then I'll never know. So it's a very very smart way to do this, sir. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, yeah. But you'll always know where to find it, so it won't get lost in the comic shop.
Yeah, that's the benefit is you just hit up Eric if you're like, dude, I might have missed one of your books, and I'll be like, don't worry, here's the latest campaign and here's all of the previous books on this tier, and you can just back that.
Exactly.
I appreciate that.
Indeed.
Okay, so you've got where people can do catch up, get the first 2 books.
Mm-hmm.
When is book 3 of the main story? Like, when are you looking to do that?
So that will come out next year, or at least I'll launch the campaign for that next year. So my plan is to do the Origins book number 1, then do book number 3 for the regular series, and then finalize and come back and do Origins book 2, and then complete that story. And again, my goal is to
Nice.
do, if I can get them done in the same year, that'd be ideal. But, it just depends on timing and then how well this campaign goes and all that good stuff.
Well, life.
Yeah.
Life's been kicking a lot of us lately.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So, but I do have the catch-up tiers. You can get book 1 and 2. For book 1, I'm going to second printing because I'm almost out of the first printing. So I have like a handful left. There is a link on the campaign. If you want to get those first printings, you can go to my website and track them down. They're $35 because there's so little left. But you can get them on my website. And
Nice.
yeah. And then also, this is book number 2. This is a variant cover, a new variant cover for this campaign. This is Bloodbane. This is his new transformed epic look. So I did the pencils. William Wolford did the inks. He's an awesome inker. And then I colored it. And there's only 175 of these. So it's kind of a very limited run on that cover.
Is this available as an add-on at all, or?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm if you couldn't tell, I'm plotting out my backing. So I'm like, okay, I like that.
And then I got a holographic cover. It's like a holofoil cover for anybody who likes that kind of thing. This is the first time I'm doing it, but I love this cover. So this is Clayton Barton's cover. I got him to do the artwork, and he just did an amazing job. So that's why I went back and I asked him, I'm like, dude, do you have any time to do layouts and breakdowns? Which he did. So there you go. That's how I got him on the book. But first he did the cover, which was amazing. So I want to do a holographic cover, make it awesome. And yeah, so there's only 100 of those available. You could do an upgrade where if you just want, one holographic book, you can upgrade the regular cover and do that. You could add it on so you get the additional book, or it's its own perk, so you can get it by itself if you just want that.
Very cool. Okay, so question about holographic, because you haven't done this before. So there are so many different kinds of holographic.
Yeah.
Do you have an idea of what kind you're going for? Because they've got like the fractured glass, they've got the mosaic, they've got the like aurora type. Like, do you know what kind you're going for?
Yes. So a friend of mine, Phil Russert, he did his tragedy book, and he did a holographic cover, and it has this awesome like rainbow effect in the background, like in the whites. And so I really like that effect.
Can you take it out of the case so we can see it?
Yeah.
Because right now the only shine I see is the shine on the plastic.
All right, there we go. So
okay. See, that is the kind of hollow that I like. Like when people do the fracture, because it's so harsh, it usually cuts into the line work and it makes it really hard to see.
Right.
It reminds me of like foil cards in Magic and other games.
Here's the back. You can kind of get an idea, like the paper it's on and everything. Yeah. So it'll be, a little more subtle, but it'll really shine in the lighter areas. And you can see everything really well, which is what I like as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
No, I wholeheartedly agree. That is the superior hollow. Anyone who's listening, right? I get everybody likes to do hollow. Could y'all stop doing the hollow that makes it impossible to see the fucking art? Because
I'm going to disagree.
You like the fracture?
No, listen, there's one superior hollow to all hollows. lenticular.
That's
Yeah,
like
but
yeah,
that's different. That's
the
like
original holographic.
Yeah.
that's like a hollow and. That's like a twofer. I'm
That's why
talking
it
like
sits king of the hill.
it's his own thing. That's an
Whatever.
entirely different.
Whatever.
But no, like the thing that kills me is I've gotten so many where I'm like, oh my gosh, these colors. Like you look at if you've ever looked at anything that the Barton brothers have done, like their colors are always just like their line art and everything always lends itself really well to color. And then Shadow Sentry has such a rich, vibrant palette instead of being more subdued or trying to go watercolor or trying to go like classic comics. Like you really are like, we're tapping into the 90s oversaturated everything, which I fucking love. It's one of my favorites because I love bright colors. Those kinds of bits of art with the right kind of hollow foil is like perfect because it just shimmers so well.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Sai, so if you wonder why Sai isn't saying these things and instead typing them, it's because A, I'm talking too much, and B, Sai's internet connection is terrible.
That is the truth.
Yes.
If I leave myself unmuted for longer than about 10 seconds, you guys start to robot on my end. So
Nice. But yeah, that would be cool. Lenticular hopscotch beheading someone.
My wife just popped home. She's like, "What is he doing?"
Hi, wifey. You just have to be like, yeah, I'm on with the girl who's covered in blood. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine. All right, and then we have a black and white edition.
yeah, just tell your wife you're not paying for the girl to be covered in blood on your computer screen, and everything will be fine.
Wow.
She knows
Don't say
better.
that. That is the second you say that, now you're having a conversation.
So the black and white version is all, so it's like both stories, Hopscotch and Commander Noble, full book, 48 pages, and it has dialogue. So I love the black and white because I'm a fan of, art, love artists. So to see the behind the scenes stuff, I love that.
Yeah.
So I want to do black and white. And then
I
right
like
below
that.
that, for fans of Clayton's work, because Clayton did the breakdowns and layouts, I want to show people what he did. And I mean, his breakdowns and layouts are really tight. And actually with book 2, I gave everybody a little preview book of that. And so I'll give you a little taste of what he's done. So these are his breakdowns and layouts. Like, that's pretty tight. And so I take this,
Yeah.
and this is what I
Yeah.
finish.
That's insane.
So yeah, so this is a little preview of that, but the book will have all 25 pages that he's done, just his stuff. And yeah, so again, as an art fan, I wanted to have that for myself. So I'm like, all right, let me put it on there. Only $15, little ashcan style book. And
Well, the thing that I love about that is, especially so people like me, right? I am late to the game in art. I've done art like my whole life, but I stuck to like, I'm gonna draw really cute stupid things that have like 5 lines that are super super simple, or I'm gonna trace other people's shit. That's pretty much what I did. And I never traced anything like this. Like, it was never like, I will actually learn anatomy because I've traced good things. It was like somebody drew the Pink Panther and I really liked it, so I traced the Pink Panther in the exact same position. And so as I've gotten more into like wanting to actually do good art and focus on anatomy, because let's be real, this girl has never worried
hard.
about anatomy. And if you ever wonder how bad it used to be, I was the benchmark in my art class because of my teacher for it can't be worse than this.
oh gosh,
And like, I wasn't even mad at her when she did it, because I tried to draw. I thought drawing a baby on like a fur rug would be simple.
babies are hard.
Babies are not simple to
No.
draw at all. They have no lines. It's really, really hard to draw a fucking baby. So my baby had eyes off kilter, 2 different sizes. one arm was like this little mangled gangly thing and the other one was like a fucking ham. And I don't know what he was on, but it did not look like fur. It was horrible. And she literally put it up on the wall. And anytime people got down on their art, they were like, "It's not baby on a rug." And I was like, yeah. Oh, this isn't my artwork. This is Cy's artwork, as you can tell by the giant signature. That's best-selling artwork right there too.
Yeah, no, it's true. Babies are very hard. Yeah.
It's really hard to not make them look like grumpy little old men.
Mm-hmm.
You add like one or two, they're kind of like women. Like you add one errant line on a woman's face and she goes from like hot 20 something to like, oh my gosh, she's a 60-year-old crone.
Exactly.
It's the same with babies, only they just look like tiny little old people.
Yep. Little curved lines, minimal curved lines, and yeah.
Exactly. And so seeing stuff like this, I've really tried to focus on anatomy, and I love being able to go back and see how all y'all that do like gorgeous women, I'm like, how do? I don't understand. And so I just stare at them for hours and I'm like, okay, now let me get my pen, and I draw and I was like, nope, didn't work. Still don't understand how to. So the more I can get behind the scenes looks, the better for me.
Yeah. One of the things I was floating about doing is doing a book of art that I've done, but then print it in blue line and then give it as like an inking book, or, you trace over it.
Ooh.
You become the inker. But it's, a bunch of art, and it could be, superheroes, whatever. But yeah, just put a book out there. It's all blue line. So you're actually inking it as if you were the inker.
That'd actually be really fun to do, because a lot of people think that inking is simple. It's just tracing. And it's like, oh no, line weight matters.
Yeah.
So much. The second you do a wrong line weight, you're like, well, that looks like hot garbage now. And it looked beautiful in pencil. So this is clearly my fault. Or trying to figure out, because I tried inking over somebody's stuff once to see if I could do it.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys draw in pencil, not all of you are super tight with your pencils, which means that I might pick the wrong line, and now it's a sad chicken nugget instead of like a cute little hand that you had all delicate. Like it's not easy. It is not easy.
Yep. Inkers deserve more credit than they're given. They do some great stuff, and it's not easy. So
yeah, in all honesty, I think in all the creative fields, everybody like discounts people that are really, really good at their craft. And it's like lettering. Yeah, sure. Anyone can throw letters up on a page. But when you have a bad lettering job, it will fuck up the entire flow of trying to read that book. There's a reason everybody just goes, fuck it, I'm just going to let Eric Weathers do it. Because he's he's one of the quickest letterers, and he's one of the, he understands. And so it's every single little section. Like, editors, Cy and I are both editors. We never get great credit. Everyone's like, yeah, all you do is go through and say you misspelled something. I was like, do you have any idea how many times I've gone through people's stuff and been like, okay, so your panel doesn't make sense with your story, and also I don't know if you picked up on this, but he's slapping this way but his head went that way, and that can't physically happen at the same time. I know it looks nicer in the panel because then you can see everybody, but you can't, if the momentum goes this way, the head has to follow.
Yeah.
And like, it's all that. And people are like, yeah, editor, you don't need an editor. I'm like, yeah, all of you that say you don't need an editor, I can tell that that's how you feel when I read your books. Just saying.
Yep.
All right, so you also have this. Tell us about this, because you do Fan Art Friday, and I didn't even know this was a thing until I was reading your fucking site, like your Indiegogo, and was like, what the hell? I could have been like watching Eric. Granted, we stream on Fridays, but I still could have, like, whatever. I don't got to be present in my stream. That's fine.
Yeah. So for the past, I think 2 years now, I've been doing a Fan Art Friday show. Fridays on my YouTube channel, 11 a.m. I mean, before it would kind of fluctuate, so I was not consistent. But now when I restarted, I'm being consistent. 11 o'clock on Fridays. First person to comment with a character, I'm going to draw it. They get the original artwork if they want it. They just pay the shipping and handling. And so that's what I've been doing. Been drawing a lot of stuff, a lot of CG characters, and then also, characters we know, normal superheroes and stuff.
Is this 11 a.m. Eastern?
Pacific. 11 Pacific. So is that 1,
2.
2 o'clock, 2 o'clock Eastern.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's like right when I'm getting off work. I could totally make that work. I'm trying to plot out so I can like hopefully get in there
yeah.
and get a character.
Here, I'll show you. I did this yesterday. This is from the Mythicals. This is Hojo's character, Nancy Moon. So I did this
Oh yeah, I
yesterday.
cosplayed her.
No way. Sweet.
Yeah. Oh, damn! Look at those legs. You gave her some nice legs.
So there you
That
go.
is awesome.
So the Fan Art Friday art book will have all that art that I've done. I can't fill up all 48 pages with the Fan Art Friday stuff, so I'm throwing some extras in there. There's drawn and quartered artwork, but there's some samples down below. It'll be black and white, going 7.5 by 9.5, so that way it'll fit in a Gemini and won't be popping at the seams. So there you go.
Thank you, Sai. Sai knew the word I wanted to say, and I was like, I can't remember if that's it or if I'm gonna say it wrong, and I didn't want to be wrong, so I just aborted. Gams, that is what I was meaning. This is really fucking cool. Like, Sai and I need to commission you. Totally unrelated, because I'm seeing this one right back here.
Oh yeah.
We need to commission you because you've got to draw us. Because I'm down. That looks awesome. But no, I love that you're doing like a little black and white art book, especially because if I wanted to fuck around with coloring, I could always scan it in and try to digitally color it, and then when I fuck it up, I'll just pretend I didn't do anything.
Yeah.
That's awesome though. Like I like the thought that you've put behind a lot of this, because there's so much of this that's really like, what do I like as a fan? Let me give that to my fans. And I think that's honestly, it's a smart way to think about things from a business perspective, because how many times do you sit there and watch people put out stuff and you're like, man, I just wish for once they would do, this one thing. And then you go to put out something, and how many people don't even listen to their own advice and they still don't put out that same. And it's like, if you're wanting it and you talk to friends and they want, like, there's a demand, why not be the one to fill it? Especially if you've already got the art. It's not like you're doing extra stuff and it's taking away all of your you do this every Friday.
Yeah.
So you might as well just, okay, I scanned it in, let me put it in a book. Why not?
Yeah. Well, thank you for validating that, because I'm always like, well, does everybody really want what I want? Like, am I a good standard for, this is what I want, so other people would want it? Like, but thank you for saying that, because I'm always like, is that really what people want?
Well,
so if you like, then good.
The big thing is like, you have to look at okay, I'm sorry. I'm in full marketing major mode right now. Cost benefit analysis, right? You're already doing this stuff and you're using it to create content for your YouTube channel, which is fantastic. But then if you don't do anything else with all of these scans that you have of these, then that is a wasted opportunity. So combining them together and having to take the extra days worth of work to make sure everything's formatted right and looks good in an additional book, that's like one more day of effort with the potential of how much of a return on that investment. Plus, it's something that you like, even if you and 5 other people get it. What happens 5-10 years down the road, and it's like, I remember when he did X, Y, and Z art book. Oh yeah, I got the first one of those. Like, then it becomes, oh my gosh, we want like a full collection of the past 5 years or something, and you get to expand on that kind of thing. But it's like a hype train, and it didn't cost you anything. You already are doing this.
Yeah. I have some art books that I had on the first 2 campaigns, and I mean, I got those a while ago, and I got maybe 100, 200 of them, and I'm just, so I just put them out, and people want them, great. But yeah.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing, is I always look at it as, if it's something that I would like and it's something that I'm proud of, then that's good enough for me. As long as it isn't going to be a massive like time or money sink.
Yeah.
If it's a huge time or money sink, then I there has to be more of a payoff than just Shae wants it. But otherwise, like, fuck it. I want it. I'm going to make it happen. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw someone's art book like a while ago at a convention or something, and I loved it because it wasn't just the artwork. It was kind of like sometimes they'd have descriptors, they'd talk about their character development process or their character concept stuff. And I was like, I love that. Like I want to hear what these guys are doing.
Right.
So
Well, it's fun to get in the mind of some of your favorite artists, or even if you don't know anything about the person, you're just like, wow, that was a really cool piece. And then they're like, yeah, so when I was painting this is what I was going through. This is what I was feeling. This is what I was thinking about. And you're like, yeah, I can see it all. Or like, wow, I would have never guessed that you were, potentially suicidal and you drew this beautiful, like, field full of flowers and sunshine. Like, how did that happen?
Right. Yeah.
But it's always interesting to hear other people's process because everybody's so uniquely different.
Yep. And real quick, if I could just plug my, so on Fund My Comic, I put a second chance campaign for book 1 and book 2. And I have the black and white oversized editions on there. And so that was kind of like my thinking going into that. I have 20 pages of extras, and all that I put like, okay, what am I thinking about when I'm doing my process of laying out a page, so you can kind of, because sometimes you'll get books that do that. And like, I love that. So 20 pages of extras, and it gets on all to the background stuff. So that's on the GoFundMe. Or I'm sorry, fundmycomic.
Fundmycomic.com.
Yeah, so you can check that out
Very
if
nice.
you like. So
hell yeah, I'm so happy that so many people are flocking to Fund My Comic because Luke has put a lot of work into it, and he's really focused on making it better for the creator. So I'm really happy to hear that you're like on this bandwagon of like, yeah, let's hop over there and do it there too. Why not?
Yeah. This campaign is shadow banned, and even the pre-campaign was shadow banned. So it's like I would have put it on Fund My Comic, but it wasn't ready yet. So now that it's out, I was like, okay, I got to get at least something on there. But Indiegogo has not been kind, and so.
Well, and that's Cy and I were talking about this, and we're not entirely sure if it's necessarily shadow banned or if it's they fired all the people that actually do their coding, and then they broke the code. And they just haven't fixed it because it hasn't just been CG. It's been like a lot of things that I know for a fact are on there. And then I go to search for them and I was like, seriously? Like I backed this. Like I know it's on here. And I have to go back through and be like, there it is. Okay, now I found it. And it's something tells me that it's not just CG, shadow banning kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm more than willing to say that it's probably malicious and incompetent at the same time.
A little bit of both.
Yeah. I mean, but that's just kind of how they are. And that's why I'm really happy that Fund My Comic is coming out. And I hope that everyone who's on there starts seeing a lot of really good success, because that's a nice platform where at least I know when I start putting out stuff, that'll be where it goes, because I don't have to deal with everything else that just sounds nicer.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have metal prints. What are they all 11 by 17?
No.
Okay.
In the past campaigns, they've all been comic book sized.
Yes.
So on this one, because I like Clayton's cover so much, I wanted to make it huge and do a big 11 by 17 metal. So that's on there currently, but all the other metals you can get will be the small comic book size metals.
Okay. I'm just saying, put that hopscotch one up.
Actually, it is available in the small comic size. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
I'm down.
It's down in the bottom. We'll get to it.
It can go right there. I have a spot on my wall. Cool. You got some original art, which is always amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Double page spread.
Yeah.
Ragetality.
Yeah, that was fun.
Nice.
Inking some Shelby. That was cool.
Yes. Okay, so these are your stretch goals.
Mm-hmm. So we've already unlocked the trading card, which is the Hopscotch trading card, number 5 in the series. You can add on number 1 through 4 if you want, if you're a card collector. But we're zeroing in on the Hopscotch 6 a.m. die cut sticker, which I hear you about the magnets. That would make a cool magnet. So, yep. But yeah, so he did 3 stickers for me. So they're kind of, you'll see them throughout there. Got the Commander Noble. And then there's the...
He looks so happy. He's just so joyful as he's shooting his gun and about to stab down into someone's brain.
Uh-huh.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
so that's the original artwork. I kind of cut her out and put the blood behind her for the campaign page, but that's the artwork me and Clayton worked on together. He did the breakdowns and layouts. I inked it and colored it. And so there you go. That's a 6x9 mini print.
Nice.
And then Akira, the Iron Demon. He is the big baddie that we created for the Hopscotch story. So he's a cyborg ninja. He's awesome. So 6am did a cool sticker.
Did you make his like cyborg face part Oni mask too?
Is the Oni mask like those samurai masks?
The demon, like the demon with the tusks and stuff. Yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
I don't know how 6 does it where he makes them like chibi and simpler, but still get that same point across. Because this is the first time seeing this big bad, and I'm like, is that an Oni mask? It looks like an Oni mask. Like inspired by.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
We got the metal bookmark. I did these on the first campaign for Shadow Sentry, and yeah, I like them, so we're gonna do them again.
Nice.
And
yeah, it'll get 2-sided if you get it to 45K and you get Noble on the back. That's great. Oh shit.
Yeah, so 60K. I'm digging this. I'm gonna add just the blood to the black and white cover. That would look sick. Really
It'd be funny if you did that all throughout. It would be a lot, but it would be good.
That would be cool.
Every time you open up the black and white, it's just red, and you're like, "Wow, she killed a lot." Like it just turns there's just red, and some more red. Yep, that's just a lot of red.
That'll be a good 75,000 stretch goal.
Yeah, there you go. Just the blood continues. The blood shall pour out. Yeah, and then of course you've got all the people that are just gushing over how great it is. So we didn't exactly talk about the tiers. We talked about some of the stuff in them, but let's go over your tiers specifically.
Yeah, so this is the Highborn Special. So this is basically all the books. So you get my cover, which is variant A. You get the regular cover, Fan Art Friday book, black and white book, and then the Ashcan, 95.
Nice.
And then again, if you want to upgrade to the holographic, you could do that in the add-ons. And I mean, because it's the third campaign I've done, there is a butt ton of add-ons. So I apologize, but you can get whatever you need. And if you can't, just hit me up. I'll add it. And yeah, so.
Crooked Painter wants to know, is there a Draw Me In tier?
There is, but they're sold out.
Ah, you're too late.
But I'd like to do those, so it'll be on the next campaign. If you dig that, I will have that again. I've done it on the first 2, and it worked out well. And I will offer it again.
Very nice. Oh, and Jeremy, thank you very much. Backer 183.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate. All right, so then you got the digital for 12.
Mm-hmm.
The black and white edition. That's not bad.
Yeah. The regular cover, Clayton's cover, they'll all be signed also, just so you guys know. Sign them all. My cover, variant A. Again, kind of blurring out the dude, but you can kind of tell what it is.
I was like, wait, I can see more of it in this one. Hold on. Just trying to see if I can figure it out.
Zoom and enhance.
Yeah, let me real quick.
Fan Art Friday art book, 25. Again, that'll be black and white.
Say, that Morrigan that you have on the front of that, like, that is amazing. That is so good.
Thank you.
She's such a cool character. All right, anyway.
Book 2 Bloodbane variant. You can add that.
So just to make sure people understand, this is not the Origins book. This is book 2 in the main story.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
And I can show you guys because I already had it printed, but here it is.
Yeah.
Perfect bound, nice and shiny. Here's
super shiny.
Here's the ad on the back, some hopscotch. There you go.
Very cool.
Yeah. So these are perfect bound, nice and shiny. They did a great job. I had these printed with Mix'em, and here's some artwork in the inside there. That's Vengeant over here. I like him. So yeah. So
very cool.
50 pages. Yes, 50 pages is that book. First book is 54, and yeah.
Awesome.
Holographic.
Nice.
So 100. There's only 100 of those available. The 11x17 metal print. That'll be not around forever, but I just wanted to throw it on there in case anybody wanted a big metal. They're really nice. I have some, but I don't have them in my office, so I apologize.
I was gonna see if I had any in my. Do you have Phoenix doing your metal prints?
No, actually, there's a company I've been using for a long time in Wisconsin
Okay.
that I use. But here
Awesome.
is this is a small comic size metal, but this is of the variant cover for book 1 that I did. Kind of
Oh wow,
get an idea. So very nice, shiny.
very
there you
cool.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to see. I had one that I had done of one of my Jose pieces, but I don't think it's in here. It's somewhere.
The book 1 and 2 catch up. So $50 you can get both books.
Nice.
And again, if you want the first printings, you can head to my website. The link is in the campaign page. If you're a purist and you want to get the first printing, you could do that. All the medals. There you go. There's the 4 medals. The 2 covers, the new book 2 variant of Bloodbane, and then the hopscotch.
And these are all comic book sized.
Correct. Yeah.
So if you want the 11 by 17, it's not in this. It's in the 11 by 17 specific one.
Correct. Yep.
Is that a Teespring?
Here I wanted to do like a retailer's special, which I haven't done in the past. But since I have both books done, if you guys have any local comic shops you're friendly with, if you want to let them know, you can get 5 books each of book 1 and book 2, 10 total, $100. So it's a pretty big discount, and they can get them in their comic shops.
Very cool.
Yep. And original art, $150 for the Ash. That's from Fan Art Friday. So that's on there. This is the big bundle. This is everything with the exception of the holographic cover, but it has all the medals, all the books, including the Ash scan. But yeah, $200 get you everything. There you go.
Very cool. You still have this still hasn't sold, really?
I know. Yeah.
Wow. Holy cow. Okay. I don't know who's sleeping, but someone's sleeping on the job because damn.
Yeah. This is the Visions. This was from Malin's Visions book, Graveyard Shift, Lilith on the back of a tiger. So it's 2 11 by 17s. So that's why it's a bit more expensive, but
very cool. And then there's the drawing that you can't get anymore crooked.
Sorry. Yeah, they go pretty fast.
Yeah, so. they usually do. They usually do. It's call us all narcissists, I guess. We all just really want to be immortalized in a comic book. Dude, this looks so awesome. I'm so happy that we were able to get you on because, you know, Hopscotch, like I got love for this totally psychopathic young woman.
Can I show you real quick? This is who I drew in the second book. See if you can tell who that is. This guy right over here.
Is that Donald?
That is Neff.
Aaron Neff. Oh, yes!
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then this gentleman too. Rescott, I think is his handle, but I won't give away his real name, but he wanted to be drawn in there too. So both of the drawn-ins are right there.
Nice.
So, they get beat up by the Shadow
Neff
Sentry,
in a military hat.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Sai, do you have any other questions for Eric?
No, but I finally noticed that someone had not pinned the link in the chat, so I have done that now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's in the description, and it has.
This is Shae's way of saying that she assumed responsibility for putting the link in the chat and then did not.
I did literally everything else, but okay. And covered myself in blood. And had to get blood out of an article of clothing that was not meant to have blood on it. It's fine. We're good now.
I mean, you're just not if blood doesn't go everywhere, then you're just not doing it right. That's what I'm saying.
I already look like I killed somebody. You're very ballsy right now.
I want you to go out to the store right now and get a drink.
I might. I'm kind of hungry. I might go out and be like, I need food, and just watch people be like, what the fuck?
Make sure you order red meat wherever you go.
Somebody's got to be like down the street with a camera though, and like watch you like walk towards them with their.
And just to see everyone like horrified looking down, like don't make eye contact. We don't know what's wrong with her. Yeah. No, I actually
make sure that get a katana with a strap and just carry that over your shoulder too.
Yeah, that'll go over well. I was gonna say totally unrelated story, but I had a friend who used to do the like survival training for like the dogs and stuff in the woods, and so he would be out and it would be like the medics and the dogs that would have to find people and then have to treat them, and they cover you in actual blood, but what they cover you in is pig's blood. Right? So it still has the same kind of consistency as human blood, but it's not like wasting actual human blood.
Right.
So he was coming home from one of those events. He had been out all weekend. He was dirty. He smelled bad. He was like, he had 3 days worth of pig's blood on him, and he got pulled over.
Oh my gosh.
He was like, it was really hard to explain, but luckily, like, as he put it, he goes, luckily the fact that I'm missing a leg because he's a vet. So he had a leg blown off. He's like, it made them think that I probably didn't get away with something because how would I have gotten away? And I was just like, okay, cool. Yeah, you can. You can buy pig's blood at a butcher's. Mm-hmm. That was where all the smearing went. You're horrible, Crooked. Anyway, Eric, do you have any last little bits that you want to plug before we wrap up?
Just want to say thank you for having me again. Please check out the campaign. Check out the trailer. I love the trailer. My friend did some awesome some music, and yeah, please check that out.
Oh, we're gonna watch it before our credits because that's our new format. If you have a good trailer, thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you're watching this on replay, do not forget to drop us a comment, give us some likes, subscribe, all that other fun stuff. Share this out and go back. Shadow Sentry Origins, like, you need to get in on this. There's a schoolgirl with a lot of blood. Like, I don't know how else to sell this to you. Go
a completely 18-year-old, very mature schoolgirl with lots of blood.
A woman
that you
dressed
will respectfully
as a
look
with
at.
Lots of blood. It's fine. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with us, and we will catch you next time. See you later.
Sweet.
Uneasy, dissatisfied, there is a great disturbance, causing affliction, to this frail and broken mind.